Phoenix, you know what I'm saying? Hip hop name Sean Sharon, government name Luke. Coming back to y'all with some more knowledge, some wisdom, and understanding about you as, you know, divine intellect within a human presence, within a human body, within a human shell, which in certain mythologies in back in the day was represented as a corpse. You know, specifically later on from the ancients into the Gnostic systems, a lot of the writings dealt with the body being a corpse and the material world being hell and things of that nature. And you know, the Gnostic texts are filled with a lot of great wisdom. But what we need to understand is that when we are reading and studying and listening to lectures about all this information that and knowledge, that we have the ability to go into our own personal space and study, research, and read these books ourselves and get the knowledge ourselves, because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. It's not about going out, following people. You know, everybody's following everybody on social media. The social media thing is a whole new thing now. The social media, you know, I've seen it transform. I'm an 80s baby, so I've seen it transform. I mean, before I woke up, none of that shit existed. You understand what I'm saying? Before I woke up, the only thing that existed was YouTube. And I think MySpace, Black Planet. Only thing I'm stuck with till this day with is YouTube. I don't do no Instagram, no Facebook. I have a Twitter, but I barely use it, and it's only to let people know what I'm, you know, this shit that I'm doing, or some hip hop song that I just released or whatever. You know what I mean? So it has nothing to do with trying to be social and shit. And you know, at the same time, I've lost so many friends and so many connects, and just I've sacrificed my connection with the social media platform, and have, you know, I don't get anything out of it really, because I'm not connected to that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm so in tune with the knowledge and the wisdom and understanding what that shit actually is, especially when we're dealing with certain companies in the social media arena, that shit is, you know, they, you know, let me give you an example. I walk into a store, all right? I walk into a store, and no, this is what happens. I'm pulling up into this store, into the parking lot, and before I turn my car off, the song goes off on one of my, you know, my mainstream music app. Okay, I'm not gonna give you the name, and it gives you a commercial of, let's say, Taco Bell. Why would they give you a commercial of Taco Bell all of a sudden, out of all the moments, and you out of all these song breaks and these ads? Well, if you look to your right or to your left, the store that you want to go into is to your left. But if you look down the block a little bit, maybe about 40 feet, there's Taco Bell. You see what I'm saying? So no matter what you do, if you got a cell phone and it's on and you use it, no matter what you do, you just making calls or whatever, no matter what you do, they know where you at all times. Through all this app shit and all this terms of conditions, and you checking yes because you don't even read that shit. I'm part of it too. We all part of it. You know what I'm saying? Just like we all came up growing up eating genetically modified foods, not even knowing that shit. Now we all are we are GMO kids. That's what we are. I got a song I'm working on right now called GMO Kids, because I woke up one day and was like, man, this is fucked up, man. You know, all the shit that we eat, let alone we know, even though it's real, we become attached to it, we like it, you know, they become staple foods and staple snacks for America, you know what I mean? Like a Snickers bar and shit like that. But all this shit is genetically modified, completely or partially. You know what I mean? Shit. So you wonder, I mean, why you want to feed us? At first, you want to feed us genetically modified foods, right? Plug my charger up, and then after that, you want to tell us that's what you've been doing for decades, so it shouldn't matter. But at the same time, we have had higher rates in autism and all kind of shit that I'm not going to get into at the moment. So I just be wondering, like, what is it? Why do they want to attack us on such a level that's so amazingly unbelievable? It's hidden. You tell people, man, they attacking you through the air, through the food, through the medicine, through the water. Yeah, smash. If you don't believe in Jesus, you're gonna go to hell, period. Just go to church. You know, and they you know, it's just fucked up. Those are the ones who are drinking the fucking water. You know what I mean? The water is the Kool-Aid. The water coming out your faucet is that phrase, they drinking the Kool-Aid, you know what I'm saying? Cause they poisoning you through every which way possible that they can do. Mentally, emotionally, and physically. And with your perception, right? You know, so you wonder, what is it about this day and age? And you've heard throughout the ages that this day and age that we're living in now is a new age. You know what I'm saying? The transition into Aquarius. You know what I mean? The water, and the symbol of water is so ancient that it is probably actually the most ancient symbol that we know of today. And the symbol itself not only deals with the waters of the liquid waters, which is the physical aspect of it, but it deals with words or symbols connecting together, creating vibratory patterns, and actual vibratory patterns that create material around you. You know what I mean? The solidity, you know what I mean? All that shit. So we live in that world, right? We live in that world, the world of the elements. But we are actually not of this world. You know what I'm saying? Be in this world but not of it. That just does not relate to the disciples. You know what I mean? That's every single one of us. Every single one of us is a disciple. Why? Because the Holy Bible is actually Helios Biblos, and is a huge story about man's origins and his beginnings and his endings, right? Which really are not, is an illusion, because it's all dealing with the man who has experienced life in the physical reality, and then the divine man who has experienced consciousness in a whole nother, you know, what we can't conceive of as reality. You see what I'm saying? I.e. the Christos, right? And they come back and they tell you and preach to you about all these things that the Father can do, and the Father can do through him, which is you, which is your soul. All right? That's what the Bible, and the soul is synonymous with the sun, because the sun was the symbol of your soul. Very, very ancient symbology. And we must not forget that. We have forgotten that because of the religions. Not only was the sun a symbol for your soul, but the planets were symbols for your actions and your emotions, and the pulling and the pushings of your mentality and your psyche. They knew about all this shit back in the day. You know what I'm saying? I don't want this video to be too long. I just want to get to the point real quick. So, what was all this stuff? Because it was astrology. You know what I mean? They studied the stars. All your ancient ancestors, man. You know what I'm saying? With who had melanin on the outside of their bodies with the skin, and they grew nappy hair on their face, and what they call nappy, kingly or kinky hair on their skulls, right? On their craniums, which is the crown. You know what I'm saying? Not the head is not the crown. All right? The crown is on top of the head. Might get to that in a minute. In relation to Kabbalah, the Keter, Kabbalah, Keter is the crown, right? Right here. The crown is on top of the head. Here's Adam Cadman, right? The macrocosmos of your microcosmos, which is more than well, I don't get into that just yet. But the crown sits on his head or her head, okay? Androgynous figure. Goes way back to the ancient Africans, and you know, dealing with duality, masculine, femininity. So, what is it about us that they don't want us to become? Because we are waking up. We have been waking up for a long time, but there's like waves. They go to that vibration again. Those waters. There's waves of us coming in. born in certain times. We need a lot of them right now for this day and age right now, because this shit fucked up. The music is horrible. The media is horrible. It's just crazy right now, and they're getting away with a lot of shit. People making millions and millions of dollars, creating horrible vibratory music. Now, the religions will call it satanic, evil, the devil, worship music, upside down crosses and shit like that. Boom. It's whatever you want to call it. It's up to you, because that's how you see it and that's how you perceive it. If I was a Christian, I probably would perceive it that way as well. You know what I'm saying? It's devil worship. They possessed by demons and shit, right? But me, on the level of knowledge that I am, I understand that whole, after studying Kabbalah, which is ancient Moorish science, which really goes back to the ancient Kemetic science, but people argue about that because we're dealing with Lemuria, we're dealing with Atlantis, we're dealing with Kemet, Egypt, okay, Inner Africa, things like that. But that's a whole other video. But so I'll just say that we're dealing with more science when we study Kabbalah, and more science is black science, okay? It's black science. You scared of yourself, you know what I mean? If you're not studying this, all right, this is by Dion Fortune, one of the most respected when it comes to it. And yes, she is a white lady that almost looks like a dress, kind of looks, both ways. You know what I mean? Look at the face, like a wig. But that's no disrespect to her. She just tapped into some energy. I don't know. But anyway, this is Moorish / Sufi science of the spirit soul. It came out of Kemet. Okay, the Moors gave it to Spain and Europe. That's something that I wrote to myself. This to remind myself of this situation. And then I go to this book because I did the same thing with this book, because this is a book that comes from what they call a cult. What's the name of the cult? The name of the cult, and I paid like $50 for this book. Okay. The book is written by J.D. Gunther, or J. Daniel Gunther, and most notably, if you get the book and you read it, if you're aware of knowledge, then you understand that this is coming out of the o.t.o. All right, the o.t.o. has been given a very, very negative name because of their occultic persona. All right, but the thing is, like I tell you, you have to go into this shit yourself. You know what I mean? Because what's going on is that the occult societies and these cults and these elite people, all the way up to the Western civilization, the people who run the Western civilization, got your science, and they are controlling you with it every day. Soon as the sun rises, right, all the way to the sunset, you go to sleep. They're controlling you in your fucking astral traveling. In your dreams, they're trying to control you. They want to control your soul when you leave the body, so you come back recycled. That's what they do. This is very, very, very ancient stuff. But I'm not saying it's it's not these people. This is not that. No. There's two aspects to this, because there's people who branched off and created their own societies, called them the o.t.o. They all affiliated with the Aleister Crowley teachings and things like that, right? But there are other sides of it, and after reading this book, I can clearly see that he comes from that side, because I can read a book that's written by a person who's affiliated with the Catholic Church, Exo-Vatican, right? Let me see. I'm sorry, not the Exo-Vatican. That's one of them. I wasted money on that. This book is called, I do get my study on, Confessions of an Illuminati. The Whole Truth About the Illuminati and the New World Order. It's by Leo Leon Zagami. Okay. Now, the thing about it, this book, it goes into a lot of shit. So I'm not saying the dude is not on his shit, but like, he has a chapter called this right here. Okay. The infiltration of the o.t.o. in Freemasonry, the secret war between the o.t.o. and the SRIA. The SRIA is the Societas Rosicrucian in Anglia. Basically, we're dealing with the Rosicrucians, okay? The secret war between the Rosicrucians, a particular sect of them anyway, and the o.t.o. Okay? Now think about that one moment, because, and we getting into some deep shit. Because I haven't even touched what I was going to touch yet. There's a war going on. There's another book I can show you. Let me see, because I want to be able to save time. So if I got to pause, I got to pause. There's a war going on with the elites. All right? There's a war going on with the elites. Now, I just told you that this book is called The Angel and the Abyss. I don't know if y'all can still see me here. One second. Okay, I paused and the shit froze up a little bit, so hopefully everything's good. This book is called The Angel and the Abyss. You see the cover. On the very top, you see the all-seeing eye, right, with the Egyptian eye within it. Okay. And then the whole cover is showing you a diagram of what I would call basically the whole image, a symbol of the divine image of the Holy Guardian Angel. That's what this book is basically about. The Holy Guardian Angel and everybody's impersonal connection with it on an impersonal level. And this shit connects to I Self Lord and Master, all right, Islam. Why? Because it also connects to the ancient Moors, the ancient Sufi, and all that, all the way back to Kemet. Let me see. Okay, there's some weird shit going on. My camera keeps freezing on me. The deeper I get into this, but before I read that, there's a war going on, okay, between the elite families. Another example, if it looked like it might freeze on me again, this is crazy. I don't know why it's doing this, but we're gonna try to keep going on at least until 20 minutes. I might have to do a part 2. All right, because it's doing it now. It's doing it now. Why is it doing it right now? Hold on, we'll be back, y'all.